Thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Regan Gallo. Laura has the week off. Well, a heads up for drivers in Spokane Valley. Pine Roads from north of Pinecroft Road to Trent Avenue is closed. KREM 2's very own Brandon T. Jones shows us what detours drivers should know.
Yeah, well, the signs are going to tell you exactly everything you need to know. Pines closed at Trent. That's one of those signs that is right here behind me. We've been able to see all of the cones and signage put into place. But what you really need to know is that, especially if a train is coming along this section, that's when you're going to have probably the most headaches. Things have been moving fairly smooth, but again, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. full day closure. You can see some of the traffic passing through. If you look further down Mansfield and Pines at that intersection, there's going to be your detour sign. They're asking cars to take a left or right up there. Only local traffic is supposed to be going through that particular stretch of the road. As for why this detour is in place, the BNSF Railroad Company will be out installing an underground support system, a process known as piling. We spoke with the city of Spokane Valley and they told us the closure date is scheduled during local school district spring breaks to minimize school-related traffic impacts. Detours will be in place at Pines Road and Mansfield Avenue for those approaching from the south, detours onto University Road and Sullivan Road for those traveling from the north. Again, local access will be available between Mansfield Avenue and East Pinecroft Way.
Yes, it's part of the larger Pines Grade Separation Project, which is going to construct an underpass under the BNSF tracks, realign Pines to the east, replace the existing signalized intersection with a multi-lane roundabout, and build a new trailhead for users of the Centennial Trail.
So this detour today is a part of an overall major project, and ultimately officials say this project is intended to allow for the future grade separation at Pines Road and Trent Avenue to move vehicles beneath the bridge for safer and more efficient travel. A couple of other quick points. The overall project is in partnership with WashDOT, BNSF, and the city of Spokane Valley. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. today, so just be prepared for any type of detours. For now, reporting here in Spokane Valley, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
Well, we are seeing sunshine right now, but another round of showers are making their way into the inland northwest. And KREM 2's meteorologist Thomas Patrick tells us what to expect this afternoon. Thomas?
I've been loving the sunshine so far this morning, but as we get into the afternoon hours, the skies are starting to become a little bit more populous with some cumulus clouds. And like yesterday, we will once again be tracking some scattered showers and maybe an off chance for a thunderstorm today because of our next storm system, which has been giving the west side plenty of rainfall. But as that crosses the mountains, that is when we will be in line for another round of some scattered showers or thunderstorms, not unlike what we had yesterday. So we'll just be basically watching Doppler radar through the rest of the day today and show you where those showers may or may not pop up because of the scattered nature of that. Some areas might get rain, some areas might be able to dodge it. The window of opportunity is actually about the same as yesterday, like 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock for today, kind of centered around 5 or 6 o'clock for the Spokane area. Maybe an off chance for thunder. I think our thunder chances are a little lower today compared to yesterday. It is still a possibility. So this is what we are watching and tracking. Coming up, we're going to show you our computer modeling and show you how that simulates the storm system as it passes through our region. That plus a temperature trend which at the same time. So a lot to cover. Day forecast all coming up.
What the requirement is, and this is where I believe the president has misconstructed and actually exploited this authority, is not communicated to us nor these interest groups that are now panicked over the effect of tariffs. So I would say
that was Washington Senator Marie Cantwell responding to a U.S. trade representative
with these countries.
I think we do need to be thoughtful about this.
During a Senate Finance Committee. Right now, we are less than 24 hours until the Trump administration new reciprocal tariffs are set to take effect. And CBS tells us how some lawmakers are now demanding answers about the president's trade policy.
President Trump says he's waiting for China's call. On social media this morning, he wrote China wants to make a deal badly, but they don't know how to get it started. Comes after his threat Monday to ratchet up tariffs on China by an additional 50% unless Beijing withdraws threats of a retaliatory tariff against the U.S.
I have a great relationship with President Xi. I hope it's going to stay that way. I have great respect for China, but they can't do this with just... We're going to have one shot at this.
China said overnight pressure and threats are not the right way to make a deal, adding if the U.S. insists on engaging in a tariff and trade war, China will fight to the end.
My message is negotiate this as quickly as possible.
Bob Hemisoth is a fifth-generation corn and hog farmer in Iowa.
How important is China to you?
Well, China's always been a good trade partner for agriculture. My concern, wondering if that market's going to continue to stay there. Whenever we get in these kind of situations, these trade wars, as we saw in the last one in 2018, China looks elsewhere for those products.
The Trump administration has said it's open to negotiating. The president's trade representative is on Capitol Hill trying to ease concerns from lawmakers of both parties.
Tariffs are used. We all know agriculture is usually the first place of retaliation.
Trade Representative Jamison Greer says the new tariffs are already bearing fruit.
Nearly 50 countries have approached me personally to discuss the president's new policy and explore how to achieve reciprocity.
Zimbabwe has also said it would scrap tariffs on U.S. goods, and the EU has said it will eliminate tariffs on industrial goods and cars if the United States does the same. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
And taking a live look at the stock market right now, as you can see, it is still going down. And if you've recently checked your 401k, you've probably noticed the changes from the stock market roller coaster we've had the last few days. The biggest piece of financial advice right now is do not panic. Stocks in major companies like Apple and Google are down around 25%, which, although this sounds bad, it actually makes this a good time to add some of them to your portfolio at a discount.
So for people, let's say, that have over 10 years before retirement, knowing that you have a longer investment time horizon, we want to be more risky with our portfolios.
If you're only a few years from retirement, some financial advisors say to maybe diversify your investments and take less risks with this current market. While there is talk of a possible recession, we of course can't predict what will happen. So financial experts also say you should have an emergency fund if possible. Well, today, the Sandpoint woman accused of setting fire to an Army surplus building is expected to change her plea. Last July, 50-year-old Jennifer Meyer was arrested for arson. In February, she pled not guilty, and today she's expected to plead guilty, according to our news partners at the Bonner County Daily Bee. If convicted, Meyer faces up to 25 years in prison and a fine of up to $100,000. Well, we are turning to the ice now. The Spokane Chiefs are headed to the second round of the WHL playoffs. And a big reason why was the play of the team's very own captain. Berkeley Canton was named the WHL Player of the Week. It's the third honor of the season for Burke Canton, and they had 3 assists in the Chiefs game for victory over Vancouver on Thursday night. He followed that up with a 7-point night in Game 5 on Saturday, finishing with 2 goals and 5 assists in the series, clinching the win.
They can dominate a game if they do the things the right way, your best players have to be your best players as you go through the playoffs here. You'll get some contributions in some lines, guys will fill in, we'll win some games here and there, but at the end of the day, to get through a playoff round, your best players have to be your best players.
It's about getting not too high, not too low, and even right now it's great, but looking forward and wanting to, come out hot in this next series.
Korea in games 1 and 2 of their second round series this coming weekend.